Hi, my name's Andrew Nelstrop. I am the current owner and MD of the English Whisky Company, which is based here at the English Distillery. I have been here since it was founded, but I'm second generation, having been here while it was being built by my father. In 2005, my father decided to fulfill his lifelong ambition to open a whisky distillery. Within a year, in 2006, it was built and we were distilling. And very fortunately, we had persuaded Ian Henderson, who is one of the most renowned whisky distillers in Scotland, to come down and get us going. So in that early part of 2006, we distilled 29 casks worth of whisky, a lot of which are still in the warehouse sleeping. And obviously there's quite a lot of romance in cask 001, which later this year we are going to bottle a portion of it. And it's a really special cask, not just because of its uniqueness in being 001, the first cask of whisky ever filled in a registered English distillery since the turn of the last century. It also fulfilled the ambition to make world-class single malt whisky. And that was really the only goal my father set out to do, was to make world-class single malt whisky that he could share with his friends. What started off as England's only whisky distillery is now one of 60, believe it or not, in the country. I often get asked, why Norfolk? Why have we built a distillery in Norfolk? And there's no simple answer to that. Probably the obvious answer is my father was farming here, had spent a good portion of his life living here, and we'd owned this field for 50 odd years. And it's the dream site, really, with the river running through it and just a beautiful countryside setting. But there are some really important things of why Norfolk is a good place to make whisky. Beneath our feet is the Breckland Aquifer, which is England's largest underground freshwater supply. The water comes out beautifully clean and clear all year round. And really importantly for distilling, it comes out the ground at about 11 degrees, which is quite cold all year round, which is great for cooling. East Anglia also grows some of the finest malting barley worldwide. Plenty of barley from here gets exported to Japan and all over the place. So, and there are two ingredients, water and barley. So they're in plentiful supply here and the site's perfect. And here we are 20 years later, or nearly 20 years later, with more warehouses and a lot more whiskies maturing than we had in those early days. We were very fortunate. The site was opened by Prince Charles, or King Charles as he is now. Since then, a lot has happened, a lot has been developed, but the main distilling floor is unchanged and still does what we set out to do, which is make single malt whisky. So amongst our 5 bonded warehouses, which are storing whisky, we have thousands of casks these days on site. As we're into our 19th year of existence, we are releasing some whiskies to celebrate distilling for over 18 years. The first one we're going to do is called Chapter 18. And Chapter 18 is a really lovely single malt whisky that is made up of different casks of whisky of different ages, ranging from 10 to 18 years. This is the mythical cask 001, the first cask that was ever filled. It's been sat in Bond 1 for over 18 years now. Later this year, we are going to bottle some of this liquid. We have teamed up with Langham Glass, who are one of the country's premier glass making companies. They are a Norfolk-based firm, family owned, have a similar ethos on a complete dedication to quality as we do. And so it's been absolutely lovely working with them to create a spectacular hand-blown bottle to house our original whisky in. I am incredibly conscious of the privilege it is to try your own 18-year-old whiskey, and not just the fact that I own the whiskey, but that the family made it. And it's been maturing in our own distillery is a rare privilege indeed, and one that I hope in another 18 years will be a legacy and will still be continuing for the next generation.